Hey guys, Artosis here with another Narak Star League game. This time we have a ZeLoT, our extremely aggressive Zerg pro gamer. Probably the strongest, completely aggressive Zerg out there right now. And he's going up against a Mighty, who is considered by most everyone to be the strongest amateur Protoss player. What does that mean? What is amateur? That would be someone who was not on a pro team, I guess, and hasn't been in ASL. I think basically at this point, if you make it into ASL, you're like, we call you a pro gamer, and then if you haven't, then I guess you're an amateur. But yeah, Mighty is, most people think he is the top Protoss that hasn't made it into ASL, basically. So that is very, very, very strong. He's been top 4 in the ACS, the Africa TV Challengers Star League, which is the amateur league, a couple of times. He plays in KCM, he plays in pretty much everything because he is basically pro level, just hasn't quite made it yet into the big league of ASL. But here he is, and I think that this is a great matchup. I'm super stoked to see ZeLoT versus Mighty because, you know, a couple of younger players. ZeLoT has had good success. He's very aggressive. We expect him to play a little bit cheesy, maybe do like a Ling Rush or a Hydra Bust, something like that. Of course, Mighty is going to know his style. Everyone just refers to ZeLoT as like the most aggressive player out there. So we'll see if he's able to hold on and earn his position as the strongest amateur Protoss player. Now the map might look familiar to you. It's Fighting Spirit. Basically the oldest map that's still played. Fighting Spirit is, it's a bit dated, but it's in some tournament pools right now, and I guess it's all right to play it every now and then in the tournament pools. There are definitely some problems with it, but people love Fighting Spirit, so why not? All right, so it's a pool first here into Hatchery rather quickly here from ZeLoT, whereas Mighty going for the Gateway expansion. A couple ZeLoTs already queued up. Probe scouting over here, not finding anything. Of course, with the Overlord coming at that angle, he knows that, in fact, ZeLoT is in the bottom left. Now, it looks like we do have a few Lings being made by ZeLoT as this probe approaches from the north. I'll have to keep an eye on that. First ZeLoT walking across the map, second ZeLoT being made. A couple of Lings coming up. Gonna chase that. I don't know. The probe just jukes and jives and moves on. And the ZeLoT turns around. Okay. Looks like he wants to play it pretty safely, which, I mean, you know, if you are a very aggressive player like ZeLoT, you kind of earn a lot of moves like this, right? Where it's like, okay, let's not risk it. Honestly, it's one Zergling. So do you need these two on ramp and this one at the gateway? Maybe, maybe not. But, you know, better safe than sorry here for Mighty. All right, this probe just gonna micro around a bit. You want to stay alive. Notice how he's really trying to block and he's scouting into the main base. Mighty gonna scout for that third, which in fact is there. But that doesn't tell him too much as of yet. What we're really waiting to see is what does ZeLoT end up doing with his gas. Is he going to get quick Zergling speed? Is he going to get a quick layer? Or is he going to throw down a Hydralisk Den and try a bust? Probe remains alive. Sees the overall Zergling count. In the meantime, Forge coming up here for Mighty. He's playing it very, very safely. He does not want to take any risks, especially considering his probe has been denied scouting into the main base. For all he knows, there's already a Hydralisk Den on the way. And there is. Well, ZeLoT living up to his reputation. It looks like a 3-hatch Hydra Bust. The Lings come up, get the surround, but that is probably going to trigger some ZeLoTs to move out. He actually started to move them out and then moves them back and sits them in the wall. He does have a cannon on the way. This is interesting to me. Is he just waiting for another ZeLoT? Okay, he was. 5 ZeLoTs going to be moving out. Now, this pressure is the most important thing probably that we will see this game from Mighty. He's going to walk across the map, and we're going to see if he can figure out what's going on. ZeLoT with his 8 Lings, going to intercept, maybe slow it down. Nah, Mighty just has a right click over to the main base of ZeLoT. He wants to see what is what. More Lings being hatched to deal with this. 3 Hydras are already on the way, as well as Hydralisk speed coming up with these Lings. This is not enough Lings to kill all these ZeLoTs. Some swift micro there. And I guess, yeah, he's just about going to clear. It looks like Mighty going to turn around and, oh, the Hydra hits. That was a big deal. That scout right there. If he had stayed and just fought the Lings and ends up losing all of his Zealots, that becomes very problematic because he's not sure. But now he knows these Hydras are too quick to do something like stop Corsairs. These Hydras are for an attack. Now the Zealot going towards this third base. He's probably going to count the drones, see what's what. Run behind the mineral patch, perhaps. The Hydras are starting to make their way across the map. Let's take a look here. Second cannon. Dragoon on the way. We see that occasionally. Kind of interesting to see it here. 2 more gates coming up. Skipping the Stargate altogether. Love to see that for sure. And as this Dragoon pops out, he's going to want to get it up here immediately. Those 4 Hydras can actually kill it so quickly. Oops. Well, I guess that's not going to make it home. But another cannon coming up. Let's keep an eye over here. Range on the way for these Hydralisks. We don't see more drones being produced. This is pretty low drone. 20 drones right now. So definitely Hydra looking for, or Zealot looking for some Hydra damage. More cannons on the way. Looks like this gateway going to fall. The Dragoon, unfortunately, not making it out. Ah, look at this. Might put a cannon on the high ground. That's a really great position to put it. Dragoon range on the way. Oh, this could be really cool. The fact that he's getting Dragoon range right now. There's actually some counter plays that I've seen and heard about where you actually start going like 4-gate mass range goon to deal with some of these Hydra pushes because you have all your cannons, and then you just kind of try to run them over while they're droning. But we'll see if that's what this ends up being. A lot of cannons are out, and ZeLoT just dives immediately. The probes come to fight with these Zealots. More cannons are warping in. It looks like he holds for now. Only 3 cannons left over. Holding position on that Zealot. Probes coming up and fighting a little bit. Throwing down some more cannons here as well. Look at that. Some nice sniping coming out of ZeLoT. Picking off anything that he can. More probes ready here to fight. The Hydras move forward once again. They kill one of the cannons immediately. Warping in what goes down. It looks like another cannon might end up falling, but the probes, they block so much, deal so much damage as well. This warping in cannon barely not dying off. It's a very damaged cannon here and a full health one here. Dragoons are being popped out, but only 2 at a time. Now, is Mighty going to live? The answer is yes. The answer might surprise you. The answer is yes. Not that many more Hydras are being made, right? It's drones now. He's adding a hatchery. He's decided, you know what? This is all I'm going to do for now. A little bit more pressure. He's forcing some more cannons. He's making it look this way. And of course, with these range Dragoons, it's kind of what I've heard about and was talking about, right? Like he's using them to micro. Dragoons with range, longer range than those Hydras, so he can micro back and forth. Pushes them back for now. Adding some more gateways as well. Going up to those 4 gates. He does have +1 on the way on his new forge. Citadel coming. I saw another one there. Is he going to try to get it? We'll see. But yeah, mostly droning coming out of ZeLoT. Also going into that Lurker upgrade. You know, the Lurker upgrade might end up being really strong. If you are going for just like pure Dragoon, are you going to add a Robo? Are you going to get Observers? If you do not, and your opponent has a bunch of Lurkers, you are in some serious trouble. You're not going to break anything. Of course, he does have Mass Dragoons, so, I mean, if he does get any sort of detection, he is going to wreck Lurkers, that's for sure. All right, that Lurker upgrade's still coming. More Hydras being produced after we're at 30 drones. So we added about 10 drones after all was said and done, as well as a macro hatchery at this third base. So 4 hatchery Hydra. Overlord speed on the way, Lurker upgrade on the way, +1 attack on the way. Zealot legs, Robo, and +1 for Mighty. Has a good amount of Dragoons right now. Got Robo at the natural, more gates coming as well. I gotta tell you, I feel like this game's going pretty well for Mighty right now. Nothing to really be scared about. He's got plenty of cannons. He's looking like he should be able to get out there and start dictating the flow of this game. Dragoons moving across the map. Doesn't have the detection quite yet. Robo almost done right now. A lot of Zealots being added in as well. All right, sees that first Lurker. What a powerful scout right there. So he has full confirmation of what's going on. You see Lurkers, you don't really expect anything like Mutas right away. It's like, okay, well, you've spent a lot of gas at this point. So definitely the observatory going to be the next most important thing. And notice there is actually a Spire on the way here for ZeLoT. So if, for instance, Mighty hadn't already had the Robo on the way, and then goes into Robotech, gets the observers, and then tries to bust, we might actually be able to see Mutas out by then for ZeLoT. But instead, this time it was a preemptive Robo. And I think I think it's all right. I think this position is totally fine for him. All right, Scout Overlord comes in, sees the Templar Archives timing. Not the biggest deal right now. A lot of Zealots moving across the map. Let's take a look at this army. 106 supply against 62. Zealot getting supply blocked by that Overlord Scout. And the first observer is right here. So this is what is going to matter. Can he just bust through here before anything else can be done? Mutalisks being produced now. 9, 10 Mutas. If he can eliminate the Dragoons, he's going to be in a massively awesome position. But is that going to occur? Those Mutas being made right now. But here comes that push. He might want to target down that Observer. Let's see. No, the Observer being microed heavily here from Mighty. Doing a great job. Pushing through right now. The Speed Zealots getting into the natural. So Macro Hatch coming. He sees those Mutas pop up. Plenty of Dragoons to deal with those, no doubt. Another Lurker comes up. The Hydras as well. ZeLoT, it looks like he took a few too many risks. Went a little bit too all in and unable to recover, I think. But hold on, a lot of Mutas coming up. So much damage being dealt, though. These Zealots are not going to be stopped. Maybe over time he can pick off this army, but the damage it's going to do is irreversible. GG, Mighty takes down ZeLoT.